Hey YouTube, this is Rexy, I'm Jonathan.
I'm Rose.
I'm Nikki.
And this is Hunter's Hunter.
Last time we left off,
Netero was
Dead. Maybe. Teleported out of there.
it's possible.
He's slow-mo to the ground though. The one we don't know if he's dead is the king.
Right.
Meruem.
Yes, this is
Now
true.
knows his name.
Honestly, if he got all that from Netero and then got nuked. Beginning, Netero was hyped.
Yeah.
Because he's a leader, and all that,
Yeah.
and all the build up to this fight. It's got to have some payoff. Something has to have happened to the king.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe we'll see what happens in this episode. Guys, remember to hit the like button, remember to hit the subscribe button, and also check out our Patreon in the description to see these episodes a whole week early, as well as the uncut version of these episodes. Also, check out the link in the description to see our awesome merch link in the description. Let's get to the show.
Look how small it is.
250を超える国や地域で
250
その
countries
10倍
and
もの
regions.
花を咲かせ
Whoa.
512万人の命を救っていた
There's a lot. Wow.
What?
Oh, wow.
They just watching.
There's nothing can do. You're dead.
Yes, they're dead. They're just like, wow. Okay. How many cities?
There's 250 cities, and 10 times that the rose has been used.
Oh my god.
Now this is a small one.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
テロリストが敵対国の首都中心部でこれを使い11万人余りの犠牲者を出したことを機に新たな生産を禁じる国際
Bandits.
条約が制定されましたが
It's too late.
現在
There's so many.
保有しているバラの排出
80%.
They were like, no, I like to kill people.
6割以上の国が難色を示し
Wow.
あ
すでに
Here they come.
And then
You're
they
gonna
say,
see. Oh boy. There's a rose.
瞬時に理解したは
Yo, that's just straight up a rose. Like before, it was looking like a smoke that resembled a rose. Now it's a rose that resembles smoke.
Oh my gosh.
Mad.
Ew.
ユピーとの経緯から夫婦とも同様に理解し合えるかもしれない
His ant side is showing.
タクトを振れば奴らは悪魔にでもなる
Yeah.
Did it just say that Knuckles wanted to reach the same understanding with Yuppie?
I think
The understanding in which changed none of the result?
Okay.
分身の顔こそありの本性最初の予定通り俺が車でペイジンまで連れてくよ
いや、残りたいんだってさ。
え
ああ、戦力としてはもう
Yeah, yeah.
そんな攻撃力で言ったら俺
Oh,
よ
wow.
Wow.
ただ
Probably.
最後テコでも動かねえからその代わり決めた通りのシチュエーションなら最高のパフォーマンスを発揮する
When circumstances are
要するに
expected.
俺たちにできることはあいつの邪魔をしないこと
にゴンが現時点で持てる能力の全てを出しても到底ピトーに勝つことは不可能
They know he can't do it.
俺たちが加わったとしてもピトーには及ばない
Wow.
Oh, there's still no match. Even with their broken arms, it's true. Probably true.
Yeah.
残るっていうことは
To die?
共に
No.
の言う通り
Knuckle?
その役目は十分に
Oh, regrouped. Nice.
Oh, okay.
Everybody together.
それぞれの考え方次第
Okay, so they've done their job. What to do now?
続けるか
Well, everybody else has done their job, Knuckles.
You sure it's not Kumugis? Oh, you're finished. Oh, time's up. How did he keep track of time?
まだ時間が来たわけでもないのに
Oh, he knows?
施術が完了したことを知った
He just knows? How does he just know?
箇所は見えないように隠したのに
God.
終了した瞬間のわずかな時間がどこかに現れそれに気づ
He
かれ
must
た
have.
Yeah. That's so creepy.
Wow, immediately woke up.
Wow.
Yeah.
私一体できれば彼女
Oh,
Oh, gone. Okay, gone. Technically, some talking child, please, for your own sake. Just get going, but
Just move. Just follow.
行こ
okay.
距離ならば右腕一本で
Oh,
首を
really?
垂れるはず
Kabuki's in the room. Don't try it.
なのに動けない
She couldn't move.
ゴンの驚異的な勘の冴えを見て
Oh,
ピトーの本能は告げていた
okay. Just your hands.
He has a King Zora.
う動いてはいた
Oh.
They've come to interrupt. Guys, not this time. Sorry, guys.
箱割れで撃っとくか万が一奴が逃亡しても場所がわかるし反撃してきたら俺のポットクリーンが盾になれるぜ
Okay.
He wants catharsis.
She's like, what? Bankruptcy.
Banks?
ありがとうノックでも大丈夫俺はピトを信じる俺とピトがカイトに会うまであの子を頼む
Okay, watch the child. Oh, so she can't leave.
Insurance.
私のことかしら
Hostage.
Yes, hostage.
Are they cool with that?
He's so clear-minded right now. It's scary.
人質
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, just do it.
Yeah.
He didn't say
Perfect.
kill her.
ピトがカイトを元に戻してくれたら
Basically, you can trust me as far as I can trust you. Look at her little lip. Oh, there they go.
Running.
Goodbye,
With that
Palace.
broken arm. Oh my gosh.
キルアは心中する覚悟でいたなのにゴンは釣れねえじゃねえかよ
危険なのは一緒に行くことで
Huh?
俺が逆にピトに捕まること
Oh, because then she'd have
つまり
hostage.
ピトが人質交換を思いつくの
So it's better that he goes alone.
こいつらどんな修羅場をくそうできるな
Yeah.
どこにいても何かあれば
Oh, she can track him.
So confused.
何が何やら私の頭ではさっぱり総帥様は人たちは
Poor thing.
Yeah. Just in the middle of this. Oh, are we gonna get to find out? Little fire hole here.
Fire.
Oh my gosh, it's like an
Wow.
internal blaze.
Fire.
Oh, he's
高熱
dead.
によって
Melted the
赤黒
rock.
く溶け
Volcano. Can the king survive a volcano?
赤は俺が探すから
Okay.
周囲を
He's gonna go in.
爆風で飛ばされているかもしれない奴らを殺すぞ
Oh.
王と
Oh, now he's mine.
一匹残らず
You be changed back. What the heck? What's happening?
He's,
A moth or a butterfly is
Oh, I guess he is dead.
he found him.
ユキの方向は不吉な全てを含んでおりその姿を確認する前からすでに夫婦の顔は涙で覆われていた
What's left of him?
That's his body. He's all shriveled
Oh
up.
my gosh.
He's dead.
He's dead. Wait. Yeah?
He's dead.
Wow.
That's the Buddha Vista, isn't it?
I guess we never saw his face.
What do you mean? Whose face?
The king always had like a thing. I mean, we never saw how his. I don't know. That didn't look like him to me.
Well, I mean, he's burnt to a crisp. That's
Yeah, I
shriveled up,
guess
right?
it could be him.
Just imagine he comes walk up behind him. Like, what
What's
the
up?
hell is that?
Don't ruin the mood. Discussion.
Discussion.
I'm trying to be happy about it because I wanted to be dead all this time, but at the same time, I'm a little bit sad because of
It
just.
would have been interesting to see the repercussions of like a living king.
Yeah, like, I don't think I want to see him succeed.
Yeah.
I don't want him to win. I want Ants to be wiped out. But at the same time, I want to see the king achieve his potential before he's wiped out.
You aren't
If
ready.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like how I was complaining about some characters get killed sometime before they reach their peak. I feel like he's still a baby. He's so much to learn. I don't like seeing characters get cut short, even if I wanted him to die. You know?
That's true.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm not sure. I'm kind of like at a weird place with it too, because this Nestor gave his all, and it would feel terrible for me to that he did his last grand move and the king's still alive. It would have been so, you know. At the same time, I do feel like I would have liked to see what else the king could have done.
Yes.
I would like to see him cause a little chaos before we took him down.
Yeah. I suppose where my issue isn't in that Nero didn't kill him, but like I could see a path where he is maimed or something like that. Like he cannot. He has to scale back his operation. He can't do what he thought he could do before, because Nero did inflict some fear into him with that whole fear thing, which is connects to what I wrote down here.
Yeah.
We were talking about last time about what he could mean by the malice of humanity, and we we're talking about how humans, there is no cap. They just keep getting stronger, keep getting better, keep innovating, whereas he's the peak. So maybe in a sense he couldn't have gotten much farther in terms of his evolutionary potential, you know. And then in this, what was the point of showing that film Raymond and all the previous places that got blown up and talking about how there's so many in storage? I think that was to say that's the malice of humanity.
Yeah, they will
do that to
literally.
ourselves.
Yeah, we'll do this to you. We'll do it to
You threatened to
ourselves.
kill my car, I'll kill my own car.
Yeah. Like the Ant King thinks he can threaten humanity. There's thousands of these.
Yeah.
There was no scenario where you come out on top here.
Yeah.
In a way, it kind of nerfs Nen for me in a good way.
Like technology is still innovative.
Yeah, because as the way they've talked about hunters, like especially in the earlier episodes, they talked about how you could get a card and walk into anywhere. You don't really need money anymore if you have a hunter card. The hunters came across as pretty much demigods.
Yeah.
Like no one can touch them.
Yeah.
And of course, you're not going to nuke a city just to kill a hunter, but there are things out there that even they can't surpass. I like that.
Yeah. That's interesting. So if we go from the top, we see the whole thing how they're trying to do a treaty to stop the bombs, and people are like, no, we like our bombs, and nobody agreed. So they're all just hiding. So what were you saying? They're all just they're not making more, but they're stock, like they're stacked away or something.
Yeah, I was trying not to like speak over you, but yeah, from what they were saying is that they had a treaty. If I understand correctly, the treaty was we'll stop making these after some terrorists nuked the capital of a rival city. Like terrorists can get their hands on these things, we need to stop making more.
They were trying to ban it.
They agreed to the stop making more, is what it seems like, because the next thing he said, but 85% of countries refused to start dismantling the ones they already had.
Oh, okay.
So from the wording, I'm thinking that they did stop making more, but there are thousands just sitting in storage. Because he said there's seeds everywhere waiting to bloom.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. And then we see Poof and Yuppie on their way, and then we go back to see Gon Scary Face.
Gon Scary Face, he knew she was done.
Yeah, he knew immediately.
Gon, the master surgeon.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if you just looked over her shoulder, you could clearly see her stuff.
Yes, her stomach was closed. I'm like, what are you talking about?
How did he figure this out?
That's what I was thinking.
It's not the same thing. I was wondering if she'd like just closed it up immediately as he said that or something, because I was like, surely that's wasn't like that.
Yeah.
Gon again is just very clear-minded right now. He is like hopped up on rage, but not at the same time. Like he already knew that he has to keep himself safe in order to get this work done for Kite by taking the hostage of Komugi, and then he wasn't going to take anybody with him because then she would take a hostage of somebody. So he thought it all through. So
do you think he's actually thinking it through, or he's going all based on instincts?
It could be instincts.
Just like intuitively knowing like
what's the next move. Yeah. Because so is Pato. She was just off instincts, like I could take his head off right now, but
don't try it.
I'm not even gonna try it.
I want to think that he did think this through, because with what Killua said is like, once he made up his mind, I think it goes deeper than I'm making my mind to go through that wall. No, he's made up his mind to achieve an objective, and everything along the way to that objective he's also thought about.
And we have known Gon to, like, because he's so one-track minded, he, like, gets super genius in just, like, that moment.
Yeah.
You know? And even though he can't, like, do math, like, quick maths, he can, like, strategize for what he's dealing with in front of him because he's, like, so straight. I don't know what the word is.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Single-minded.
Yeah.
Yeah, he can come across as stupid because he doesn't take into account things outside of his field. But what he is doing, he is 100% dedicated and he knows what's going to happen.
Spectacular and scary all at the same time.
Dude, well, yeah.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, dude, when he started to walk out and she was thinking of how she could deal with this, is like, if you delay me a single time more, I'm killing her.
Yes, that's like, what? That's an option? Gun. Like, he don't care.
And you could see it wasn't just a threat either.
No, his aura was like black streaks going through.
Yes.
He's like, dude, I've waited long enough.
Yes. I just wanted to
No.
And then the gang comes.
We're getting the band back together. Everybody's all together again.
Yes.
Good to see.
Brief second.
And I guess, do you think he worked it into the plan that they would be there to deal with the girl? Or did he just, like, figure it out on the fly? Like, they just showed up. Like, or maybe he sensed them coming.
I feel like it didn't really matter if they showed up or not. Because
He was just gonna leave the girl.
if he left the girl there, as far as she knows, she has no way of communicating with her allies. And she's going to leave, and this battlefield may or may not be happening, and he's got more people who are helping him than she knows about, and she's already scared of him. So Gon could have just been like, it doesn't matter if they're actually alive or not.
Yeah.
As far as she's concerned, she's in a hostage situation.
Yes, that's true.
Yes.
And then we end there with everybody is calm now because both Palm and Killua have seen and heard enough to know that, Gon's okay. Mostly. He's okay enough. He's okay enough.
In a sense.
Yeah. In a matter of speaking.
He's got that I'm a kill you look in his eyes, but he's fine.
Yeah.
Knuckle was giving some pretty helpful advice. Like, I could give her chapter 7, I could give her ADR so you're safe in the fights because they don't know if they can actually take Pito. But Gon wants the fight. I think he wants to let out all his frustration and his anger, and beating up someone who can't defend himself is not going to help that.
Also, he wants Kite to be fixed.
Yeah.
Do you think that's possible?
I mean, I'm still on the fence. From what we saw, Kite was beheaded. And
She did things.
and everything he's been doing has been like puppeteering like a marionette.
Yeah.
So
Is he still in there?
I don't even know if he's alive.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess he has to be if the body's not experiencing necrosis.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I really don't. I feel like she would have thought it internally by now if she couldn't.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, but you're like, okay, once we get there and you realize I can't, like, it would have come up. I feel like.
Yeah. Or maybe they're leaving that out for us.
I guess they could.
But we've had so much of her internal monologue.
Yeah, but that's a little piece they could leave back. And then we go back to Yuppie and Poof.
Yes, searching.
Right before we go there, Knuckles saw, what's his name, Poof? Yeah, we saw Poof up on the roof, and we saw like half face with his ants.
Yeah. What did he say? The reason was for that.
He flashed back to what's his name, Nav, saying, if the king waves the baton, the ants will turn into demons if they have to. I think that was him simply entering a feral state after his main body realized how dire the situation was.
Okay, I see.
I think.
Okay. Yeah, because they had seen the explosion, and then they were all scared when they were hitting, and then Knuckles comes out and sees him. Okay.
I just need to point out that the narrator said Knuckles wanted to reach the same conclusion that he did with Yuppie.
Yeah.
He did.
Yuppie is still a genocidal maniac. And Knuckles thinks this is fine.
Respectable genocidal maniac.
Yeah. Yeah. And Yuppie, speaking of which, the direction we're heading next, it has now changed his mind. It's like, never mind, I'm gonna kill them all.
Yeah.
Spare none.
Yeah. wipe out the ants.
Yes, because his whole thing was if the king gets to carry out his thing, you know, these humans, maybe there's something to them. I'll think about it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
King not around anymore.
Yeah.
His whole life meaning is destroyed. So.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that's why they put so much time into showing Yuppie getting these upgrades and Shia being a bit more stagnant till maybe now, is so that the main fight can transition from being the king is the biggest threat we've ever seen to maybe seeing these guys. A truly berserk Yuppie would be an incredibly hard thing to fight.
Yeah, worse than that bomb there.
Probably.
He just walks through that fire word.
He is a literal bomb.
He is a bomb.
He's not as big as that bomb, though.
I mean...
He wasn't before. We haven't seen him detonate after he evolved.
Oh, that's true. So maybe it's possible.
And it would make for a nice poetic thing there of they advanced to the human level in terms of like rage and malice, and now this is their version of a bomb or something.
Poetic.
Oh, and speaking of which, I said in reaction, but it might get cut. It's just the fact that the miniature rose, even though it's very common, is inexpensive and easy to mass produce. There's got to be bigger versions of that thing out there.
Yes, inexpensive and easy to mass produce. Surely,
it's small enough to fit in a human body. That's insane.
Yeah.
So what else do they have out there?
Yes. Or do you think it was in his body, or that they just rigged the tomb?
They could have rigged the tomb.
Well, I guess it could have, like the detonator just being in
his chest. Yeah, because it said it will once your heart. It's rigged to activate once your heart starts beating.
Yeah.
So he just outed his heart, but the bomb nut wasn't necessarily in him. It's just a thought, but we won't really know. We won't really know.
That's my headcanon.
That's a good point, because he did specifically make him travel for like 15 minutes to this one spot, and he knew where it was. He knew the tomb was under there, so he thought this through.
Yeah.
So it could have been like underneath. There's one.
True.
Yep. But yeah, I guess we'll never know.
Yeah. And we have Yuppie and what's his name being... He's the Roarin. Over their king.
Yeah, so yeah, that's it. They're just screaming.
Yeah. He's over a charge.
I'm not convinced that that's the king. That face didn't look like him, and the head looked weird. Like, I know he has a helmet, but it didn't even look like a helmet to me. I don't know, man. But I'm like, surely Yuppie would recognize the king in a charred form, right? Or maybe he was just, upset and sees a charred remains.
He sees the only charred remains.
The only charred remains is like, surely a human can't survive, but the king would have charred remains, right? And it makes sense that the king would have charred remains, but also Netero inside a Buddha Vista. I don't know.
Inside of one?
Yeah. Like, he generates a stone
like,
around himself.
One of those...
The monk things. That's the same thing.
The what?
There's
monk?
There's a thing where Buddhist monks would do when they've, like, reached enlightenment, or in order to, like, reach higher enlightenment, they'd seal themselves inside of a Buddha. And they would meditate there till death.
Ah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I still think it's the king, just for the sake of both of them are looking at it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, for the moment, it would be. They did such a big moment for it to not be the king. Yeah.
And then also, they had that imagery of the butterflies wilting.
Oh yeah.
So I think that may be, perhaps, because we know they've been evolving and changing, and the perfect image is a butterfly. So maybe that's showing that they're, we could call their humanity is being destroyed.
Perhaps.
The pretty size, the more acceptable size.
Because there's also like darkness it was falling into. So maybe that's the darkness they're falling into. And we'll see them go completely feral next episode.
Maybe.
What is... Sorry, go ahead.
Is on a different topic.
I was just going to say, I wonder how Puto would respond, because she is fighting with the hope that the king is alive to bring Komugi to. So if she finds out the king is dead, she is not gonna care about saving Komugi anymore. I don't think, unless she develops some sort of, I don't know, secondhand love for Komugi because it's the closest thing to the king, and she's the only one that cared about Komugi. That's maybe, but I don't know if that'll happen.
But I don't think that'll change much for her situation, because at the end of the day, she still has to fight Gon. with her full extent of strength, right?
Yeah.
So there's nothing. I don't think there's anything right now to stop her from trying to kill Gon once they start a fight. So if she finds the king's dead, she's still doing the same thing.
Maybe, or maybe she just gives up on life. Who knows?
Oh, that could happen.
Good. Yeah. But my question was, how do you think Netero in his prime would have fared against the king?
He wins.
He wins, yeah.
He wins?
I think he wins.
Ooh.
Because he injured him at his strongest attack.
Yeah.
Minus the whole aura thing. And that was half his ability.
Yeah.
So if he had full ability, I think it would have been either neck and neck and he would eke out a win, or it would have been like landslide. But he would still win, I think.
Or at the very least, render the king killable for someone else. At the end of that fight, if we remove the bomb, the king is completely fine. He can go on and fight someone else.
Yeah.
Double Netero. I think the king loses his tail, loses an arm, or something.
Yeah,
the fight goes on for
something
way longer.
Important. Yeah.
Yeah, because lesser strength in anime usually also means like speed and your ability to like know what's going on in the situation. So I don't think he loses his arm that early in the fight if he's that capable of blocking the king.
Yes, that's true.
Although, keep in mind, the king was the whole time basically fighting with one hand tied behind his back.
He was.
Because he wasn't trying to kill Netero.
That's true.
True, but he
just
was
trying to give spankings.
Yeah, but he was willing to engage in that fight.
True.
So it would happen again anyway.
True. Maybe we'll figure something out in the next episode. I couldn't figure out a transition. Guys, remember to hit the like button, remember to hit the subscribe button. Also check out our Patreon in the description to see these episodes a whole week early, as well as the uncut version of these episodes. And also check out the description to see the link to our merch store to check out these awesome merches. See you in the city. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, bye.
A special thanks to our patrons: Taz K8032, Carmen Houston, Alexander Dietz, Jamal Wilson, Arminius the First, and Alex.